Happy New Year!
Yo, Happy New Year, bro.
How's it going, man?
Yeah, man. Cheers. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody, and welcome to Film Fights with Friends. I am your host, Paul Veracci.
And I'm your other host, Stephen Kepfer. Dude, our guest, Laiko Foroughi, amazing.
Amazing. I had so much fun with this interview.
So we brought her on because she doubles Christina Chong on Star Trek Strange New Worlds, right? Christina Chong
And by
plays
the way,
La'an.
I am now going to go back and catch up on Star Trek.
Oh, good.
Like, I'm completely sold. And you know I don't normally do that because it's Star Trek.
No, but the Strange New Worlds is a great one.
Yeah, I like it.
It's really good. And she was awesome. And we talked about a lot of stuff. We talked about, other shows too.
I'm sold. I'm totally sold. I want to go back and watch it. And it all started from watching this fight for this episode.
Yeah. We start with the Spock and La'an dance / fight scene, right? So definitely, it's linked in the show notes. Everybody should watch it. There's definitely history to that scene that builds up to that scene. So if you're not watching the show regularly, as you surmised when you watched it, because you don't watch the show regularly, you could tell that there's some deep stuff going on in there. Yeah. It's a great interview. She was really cool. I knew she was going to be a great interview when I met her in Toronto.
It's a good call, buddy.
Yeah. She's really cool. Listen, I have a review to read on Apple.
Wait.
Let me read it. Let me read it first.
Okay.
I know what you want to say, but I'm just going to make you wait.
Okay.
Here's the review. One of my favorite podcasts. 5 stars. And by the way, if you listen to us on Apple, we've had thousands of downloads, and we only have 18 ratings and like 6 reviews. Y'all need to get out there and do your reviewing.
Get those fingers working. What? I don't know what that was.
I'm not going there. One of my favorite podcasts. This show is fantastic. If you ever wondered about movie stunts and the performers behind them, this show is for you. Paul and Steve are fantastic hosts. I always look forward to every episode. Written by our number one fan,
Frankie Bay.
Frankie fucking Bay.
I knew it.
That's it. But
Frankie is the best, man.
Somebody out there has to give Frankie a run for his money as the number one fan.
Ooh.
I mean, that guy comments on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, he's everywhere.
Wouldn't that be funny if somebody rewrote The Fan with Robert De Niro and Wesley Snipes, but as 2 fans competing to be the best fan?
I'm all for it. Come on, somebody has to compete with Frankie. But seriously though, Frankie, we love you, brother. We love the fact that you're watching the episodes as soon as they drop.
Yeah, and that you keep watching and you keep liking it.
Yeah, man.
Thanks,
He's
brother.
good.
For sure.
Yeah, so listen.
What have you been up to?
What have I been up to?
Yeah, what have you been up to? Before you were about to fucking ask me.
I was going to ask you what you've been up to.
I got you first. I mumbled it out first.
You did. Well, I can say now that the show that I worked on earlier this year has aired on Netflix, so we can tell everybody.
Oh, so you want to just say what the show is now?
The Beast in Me on Netflix. I doubled Jonathan Banks, the great Jonathan Banks.
What?
Amazing. Incredible cast. Matthew Rhys. I saw a performance by Matthew Rhys on this show that was phenomenal. Dude, the best, we say all the time, right? The best part of our show is getting to watch masters at work.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew Rhys's performance in this show is amazing. And Tim Guinea is in it. It's by the people that created Homeland. So if you're digging the Homeland show, you will like this. Claire Danes is in this.
What I also think is absolutely amazing and the most intimidating thing ever is what the baseline for just acting is.
Yeah.
For the people that we like, just the baseline.
Yeah.
It's like, put it this way, it would be like if you don't know, the worst UFC fighter would probably kick the shit out of 99% of the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the worst actor that's working in Hollywood is probably amazing.
Dude,
compared to
like seeing these kinds of performances and then like bring back that insecurity when I have to do a few lines with somebody like that, I get really nervous. I'm like, well, who am I?
Just speaking of, I just did Ascendant. I had to just do Ascendant.
Oh yeah, you just had to do an audition for a show which we can't talk about right now.
I can't talk about, but I can say that basically all I had to do was just channel my inner repressed self. It was
you played a jabroni from Ozone Park.
Pretty much. And it was great, and I had a great time. But it's even that isn't easy.
No.
So to watch someone have a conversation with hair and makeup about a potluck, and then someone yell action, and then to go into crying, freaking scream, like withdrawal syndromes.
Yeah.
And somehow they draw sweat.
Yeah.
And then to when they yell cut, to just being like, so I think I'm going to put raisins on it.
It's so amazing.
Yeah.
Watching them masters at work.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's very cool. So The Beast in Me, hopefully in later on in this season or next season, we'll be able to tell you that that Paul got this audition and is in a show, because it's a awesome co-star role.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have to actually act.
It is. And also that I would say that's a first for me. It's the first time I've ever gotten the sides. They don't send whatever, and it said, this is not a whatever. This is a co-starring role.
Yeah.
And I always find it funny when they give you the stipulations.
Yeah.
They're like, if you have ever been in this show in any capacity,
yeah,
you are exempt from this.
You're exempt.
They're almost like, don't let us find out.
You can't get burned. So for the listeners, being burned means, like in the stunt world, being burned means, if you were a character in an earlier episode in a season, for example,
yes,
and you get killed, but your face was on camera, they're never going to bring you back.
Ever. Even if it's in the slightest. I had a thing come up and I was kind of upset. And then I found out that down the line, they were like, nope, if you were on previous and you were blown in any shape, way, or form, you were immediately fucking nixed. And I was like,
yep.
Oh, that makes me feel great. Because that's what happened.
In rare cases, they might bring you back if there's makeup involved and like maybe wigging and bearding and stuff.
Like on The Walking Dead. But when I was working on The Walking Dead, you get to hear the stories from the people who work on the show about the most ridiculous, far-fetched comments that people have. And there are people that watch The Walking Dead so much that they can tell reused zombies apart.
Yeah.
And they have actually stopped reusing people as zombies because of that.
Yeah.
That's how insane Walking Dead fans are.
The nerd culture is strong, dude.
Super strong.
Super strong.
Respect.
Yeah. So we mentioned it. We mentioned it a little bit in the interview because we did talk about safety with Laiko. But just for the listeners, anybody in the industry who's in the New York area, I will be teaching another risk and hazard assessment class for stunt performance this coming weekend.
And if you missed the first one, it was amazing and just super eye-opening. And even if you don't have an aspiration to be stunts, you are going to be in a situation on set of where something stunt-wise is going to happen, and having your eyes know what to look for and know what to understand for is why everyone who wants to be involved in production making should just come and see what it's about.
Well, and that's why I changed the name of the class from stunt performer to stunt performance, because
great adjustment, by the way.
Thank you. We do have directing students, invited, and actually working directors and cinematographers. So it's not just for stunt people.
And look, if you're a filmmaker, right? When you make a film, your budget is going to be the first thing that anyone's going to ask about into whatever steps that are going to be taken into making this film. Stunts is part of that budget. This class will show you how to assess your stunts risk-wise, cost-wise, everything-wise, for you to really establish whether they're necessary risk for your story.
Totally. So hopefully, if we have some spaces left, because we're recording this way in advance, but it drops before the class, hit us up if you're interested and see if there's any spots left.
Yeah, for sure.
Listen, dude, our sponsor, we have to thank Stunt Contact.
This is the coolest thing we're going to announce, I think. Not the coolest, but this is pretty neat.
One of the cool things. So Stunt Contact has supported this show from day one.
From the very beginning.
Us through all of season one.
And they
jumped on again in season 2. And we always sing the praises of Stunt Contact as being the best breakdown service for the stunt performer out there, the stunt
Well, Brett,
coordinator.
best breakdown service for stunt performers, but best production breakdown service.
We always talk about how amazing Stunt Contact is at coalescing all the information out there, right? So you don't have to do Google search for the trades and this and that. It's all in one place for you. This is a production that's in development, in pre-production, in production, in post-production. It breaks it all down.
It's technically a production contact.
It really is.
It really is.
Because you get the names and hope sometimes the contact information of not just the stunt coordinator, but line producer, director.
Right. Yeah. Anybody you may need to get in touch with to get your foot in the door or have the door even fucking open.
And we always talk about how amazing it is that you can favorite them and you can take notes, right? There's a note-taking section, so you can not forget who you've emailed and what productions you've emailed. But what's really cool is now they've introduced at Stunt Contact a couple new features where you can track stunt coordinators. So you can literally, let's say Chris Brewster is coordinating a movie. And so you can follow Chris Brewster on Stunt Contact, and anytime a new production that Chris Brewster is coordinating comes up, you will get a notification.
So it's kind of creating its own little community.
Yeah, but they're dialing it in so specific. So if there's a particular coordinator or producer, you can also follow producers. You can highlight them and then have notifications sent to you when producer A is on a new production or stunt coordinator A is on a new production.
Very cool.
It's way cool, dude.
Very cool.
It's way cool.
And I was just going to say that we understand that, a lot of these, like Stunt Contact, everybody has a free service. They have paid service. They have all kinds of things. Times are tight right now, but we have awesome news. We actually have our own coupon code that you guys can use.
Yes.
When you go on to Stunt Contact, if you want to start a paid membership.
Yes. So this is, if you use the discount code FFWF, that's Film Fights with Friends, pod, FFWF pod, all capitals, use that as a discount code. You will get 25% off the daily membership or 15% off the weekly. So what that means is the daily is you will get an email every day of new productions that were added to the breakdown, right? The weekly is you'll get a weekly email of new productions that are added to the breakdown. So you can get 25% or 15% off till the end of 2025, and then we will for sure be renewing it next year. But for now, this code is for 2025.
Awesome.
Yeah. So definitely, if you are not subscribing to Stunt Contact or you've been on the fence about Stunt Contact, we highly recommend it. I literally send out emails every week based on my daily emails from Stunt Contact. Sometimes I'm emailing the line producer. Sometimes I'm emailing the stunt coordinator. Sometimes they're just researching the production. And I don't email anybody, but at least I'm getting the intel of what's going on, who's going on. Because sometimes maybe I know the stunt coordinator, right? So I don't need to email them. I already know them, but I know who's working on what, So it's such a great service, and they've been around since like 95. Most people know that the old one was a newsletter, like a PDF newsletter. This is now the digital version. They do a great job. So FFWFPOD is your discount code. Do it now. If you've been sitting on the fence about joining,
go.
Now's the time to do it. If you need to renew your membership, now's the time to do it. You'll get a great break just because you are a fan of this show.
And then when you're done with that, you can go and support us on Patreon. Give us a follow on Instagram.
Yeah. Take that 25% that you saved on your membership for Stunt Contact and support us on Patreon. That's our pitch. No, seriously though. Stunt Contact is the best. We highly recommend them. We talk about them all the time. Please do it. Now is a great chance. You can support us and you can support them because Stunt Contact supports this show, right? So by supporting them, you actually encourage them to continue to support us.
It's a system of support. It has layers.
Yeah, totally. I think that's about it, right? Other than we just need to tell everybody to follow us, like us, subscribe to us, review us, show us love wherever you check out the show. All the links are in the show
Yeah,
notes.
show us love. Make comments. We want to talk about you as much as we talk about Frankie Bay.
I think we should also remind people that we do have the new perks on Patreon.
We do.
We have the cutting room floor,
And we're still waiting for someone to win that.
the
gold-
$20
the
membership.
gold foil.
Yeah, we have a gold foil Raiders of the Lost Ark poster signed
I think it's one of 85.
that our first $20 member will get.
Mhm.
But in terms of perks, right, we have the new cutting room floor perk and the new martini shot perk. The cutting room floor is awesome because our guests always give us like lots of extra B-roll that we
Extra
never
footage and-
use, extra footage, extra previs footage, photos, stuff
And we're
like
always
that.
like, woulda, coulda, shoulda, wish.
Wish we could have
wish we
included
coulda.
this in the episode.
Yep.
But
And
now,
now
you
we
guys
can.
Yeah, we put it in the cutting room floor spot.
Mhm.
So if you're a Patreon subscriber, $5 and up, you will have access to that. We're going to start putting up this stuff that we didn't use in the episode. It's kind of like the DVD extras.
And then the martini shot is basically just the open mic of Steve and I talking about the interview after
Yeah.
it's done.
It's our reaction video, basically, where we talk about the interview we just had. And that is for $10 and up.
Mhm.
So if you subscribe at $10 on Patreon, you will get both of those, plus all the other awesome perks. You know what? Nobody has taken advantage of the perk yet to send us a video review of a movie that they saw.
Oh, yeah.
You can literally send us a review of a movie and we will post it. We'll put it in the show. We'll include it. People haven't taken advantage of that yet.
Yeah.
I'd be all over that if if I was supporting a Patreon. I would be all over that.
Who knows? Maybe you could be good enough to where we'd be like, ooh, I want to see this guy's movie review again.
Yeah, totally, man. Who knows? Maybe we'll invite you on the show.
I'm going to go with my sake. I don't feel like tasting blue.
Yeah, Happy New Year, dude. We got blue because it looks like something.
Okay, now I'll taste blue.
It looks like something that somebody would be drinking on Star Trek, like some Romulan ale, Klingon hooch.
I mean, it definitely does. I feel like I would be sitting at a bar and, on the holodeck, and I would order some weird fucking sparkly blue shit.
Yeah, totally. I think that's that, right? We should just tell people this wonderful studio you see behind us is available.
That tastes really blue.
It does. It tastes like Gatorade blue in sparkly form. Oh my God. But anyway, yeah. Breakfall Studios. You can rent it. If you need to do an audition, you need to do previs shoots, rehearsals with your actors, whatever. We are in Midtown Manhattan, right? Which is actually really convenient. Because all the studios are not in Midtown. They're all out in the outer boroughs where the space is for the studios.
Right around the corner from the garden.
Yeah. We're right around the corner from the garden.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah. Not the studios, though.
No, they're not.
But the actors usually are staying here in Midtown at the hotels.
For sure.
So if you need to train an actor, this is the place to do it. We're literally probably steps away from whatever hotel they're staying at.
We got mats, we got punching, but we got everything you could possibly need.
We've even got
weapons.
Romulan ale.
Romulan. You can taste the blue.
Yes. On that note, I think we should bring in Laiko.
Oh, here we go. I can't wait.
Let's do it. Come on in, Laiko. Hey, Laiko. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, we are so glad you're here. And it is the New Year, so we got the closest thing to a Star Trek type drink that we could get, blue champagne.
Amazing.
I'm going to pop it right now and hopefully not spill it all over our shit.
Or
no.
Shoot the camera.
Here we go. Here we go. Hopefully, hold on, I'm going to do it by the mic.
You got it.
Come on.
Hey!
No spillage. Awesome.
Like that.
Pour one for Paul. 2026, everybody.
Happy New Year.
So, how are things in Toronto?
Holy shit, it really is blue.
Yeah, it's totally blue.
Wow. I have this. So cheers.
Oh, cheers. There you go.
Cheers.
Toronto, honestly, it's busy. Like, we ended shooting season 4 back in June, end of June. And then we turned around right away. Like, we started shooting season 5. We're currently shooting season 5 right now. We started in September. So that was really fast. Yeah, we usually start like
That's
in
a
the
quick turnaround.
springtime. Really quick. I think they really just wanted to get it done since it's the final season. So they're
Mhm.
just like pushing it to just like cram everything in
Oh, the
before the
final season.
yeah.
That's
Yeah, I
kind of a
can't I
bummer.
know. I
And I know you
know.
can't spoil it, but I'm assuming it's
Mm-mm.
gonna end up cheers.
Cheers.
Happy New Year, cheers.
Happy New Year's.
My guess as a fan.
Man,
Ooh,
it even
very.
fucking smells blue.
What does it taste like?
It's kind of sweet.
Blue, like
Okay.
blueberries.
It's like
Oh, yum.
if you
It tastes
no,
like a blueberry Jolly Rancher.
it's like blue Gatorade in champagne form.
Oh my
Yes.
god.
Yeah,
So
but
I'm assuming it's Monster.
I don't know. I don't
Some
know. It's
monster, some
Romulan ale.
creature.
Yeah, so I'm assuming the show's gonna kind of bring us right up to the beginning of the pilot of the original series. That's my guess. You don't have to confirm or deny,
Yeah,
but
I'm not gonna say anything.
no. But I mean, we all know where Pike ends up. The fans, anyway, we all know he ends up where he ends up. So we'll see. If you're listening out there, by the way, go watch the original Star Trek pilot, the original series, when Pike was the captain, and you
Mm-hmm.
will kind of get an idea of. I mean, they revealed it in the first season,
Mm-hmm.
so we'll
Mm-hmm.
see. Who knows, but it is sci-fi. Timelines change and things change, so they could fuck with the canon.
I love just watching
Yeah.
you become a Star Trek nerd. It's great.
I
Are you
know.
guys like
Normally,
have you
normally
are
I'm
you
the nerd.
are you guys up to date on the show?
I am.
I am not.
Uh,
I am not a new the last Star Trek I
mm-hmm.
watched was I think I stopped watching during Deep Space Nine because it was terrible.
Yeah, that's how old he is.
Yeah, that's how old I am. I was a diehard Next Generation fan and original Star Trek fan.
Cool.
All the movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, when it came to the TV shows, the newer stuff, I never got into. And actually,
Mm-hmm.
I tried very, very hard to not go back after I watched this scene because
Mm-hmm.
I thought it might be nice to actually have a perspective from a non Star Trek person.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, let's tell the listeners to pause for a minute. We're going to be talking about the Spock La'an dance fight scene.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So just hit pause, go to the show notes, watch that scene. It's linked there, and then come back so you know what we're talking about. But that scene was pretty amazing. Like Paul called me up because he is not up to date on the show, and he was like, "Dude,
Right.
that scene." I
I
mean,
had
you
I
tell.
had it so when you watch the scene, if I'm going to assume that everybody paused and has now watched the scene.
Yep.
As someone who's never seen the show, who didn't know the background, didn't know any of the tension or any of the things, first thing I will say is that the tension between the two of them, that led to that us realizing that there was a history. Like I immediately got that. I was like, okay, there's something
Mm-hmm.
I'm not understanding. There is a relationship type of tension, and
Mm-hmm.
that was immediately building just right off the bat. So I was already kind of engaged with that. But as the fight transpired, it that kept building throughout the fight, and then when they started dancing, and all of this started happening, normally I would be like, "What the fuck? Like,
Yeah,
how?
yeah,
Why are they
yeah.
dancing?" But
Yes.
I had more questions, and I was like, "Okay." I was like, "This makes sense." I was like, because whatever was building worked into it so well or and organically. When I called Steve, I was like, "Okay, this fight." Watching it and go into the dance, it made me have so many questions to the what was previously going on in the show, and he was
Mm-hmm.
able to answer them all.
I basically told him this is like the Star Trek version of a telenovela where they smack the shit out of each other's faces and then start making out.
Mm.
Exactly. Yeah.
So as
Exactly.
someone who has doesn't really watch the show and then watching
Mm-hmm.
the first fight go into a dance sequence, which was
Yeah.
beautiful, by the way, um,
Thanks.
I was very surprised that I was interested and had questions and wasn't like, what the fuck?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because Paul's not a Star Trek fan like I am. Like, so I was like, oh, this is like kind of like when Spock fought Khan
Hmm.
before in the J.J. Abrams movie and like all this kind of stuff. But before we get into it, were you a Star
Mhm.
Trek fan before you got this job doubling
To
Christina Chong?
Honestly, no, truthfully not, but, I have so many people around me that are huge Star Trekkies and, like, huge fans, so when
Right.
I first back way back, I started season 1, actually. End of season 1 is when I first started doubling La'an. Yeah, it just and then I got more into it, and then, yeah. I'm not up to date on Strange New Worlds yet because 'cause I've been so busy,
Sure.
shooting season 5 and season 4, but yeah.
So it seems like we told everybody in the intro that you're actually a trained dancer and a trained fighter.
Yep.
Like it's almost like this scene was made for you. Like so
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
tell us a little bit about the whole process. Like and I also know Christina Chong is a dancer, right?
Mhm.
So like
She's a yeah.
so tell us a little bit about shooting it and like when you read it, and when
Mhm.
you just tell us everything. Prep, like what was it like?
Yeah, so when we got the sides, and we read it, it was pretty straightforward, and honestly, it was pretty easy breaking it down, especially because when we came in to rehearse it with the, stunt Spock,
Hmm.
he's not a dancer, so we had to, also actual Spock, Ethan, he's also not a dancer, so we had a choreographer come in and help them with movement,
Was
and
that Dan Skeen was the stunt Spock, or was it somebody else? Because there's
no,
no
his name
credit.
is
There's no credit on the
oh,
IMDb, so we didn't know
he
who did it.
probably didn't update it, but it's,
Yeah.
Steve Gagné. Have you ever
Okay,
heard of
cool.
him? Steve Gagné? Yeah. So he's stunt Spock. So yeah, we kinda just started with stunt rehearsals, and then we kinda just built it up, and then we had to incorporate that with the choreographer. I think her name was Melissa Mitro, who was the dance choreographer for that
Mm,
scene. Yeah, but it was so helpful because Christina already had a dance background, so when she came into rehearsals and we just showed her the first few beats, it was just, like, easy peasy for her. Um, and yeah, and we just it was easy. We had, like, 2 rehearsals maybe? We don't really get, like, many
yeah,
rehearsals, to
TV,
be
you don't get a lot
honest.
of rehearsal in TV.
Yeah, and it's, like, crammed into, like, 1 day, like, 8 hours.
Mhm.
We have a regular 8-hour day. Yeah, and to be honest, though, after I watched that on Strange New Worlds, they cut out a lot of the stuff that we did
Mm,
originally. We
yeah,
start off obviously really big, but they have to cut out a lot of the sequences, which sucks, but, it's
sure.
TV.
I mean, there was a lot more fighting, a lot more
There was a
dance,
wave
a lot more both.
exactly, a lot more both. I think they really want to emphasize on the dance side because that's what Christina's really good at,
Right, right.
but, we had a lot of, like, fight beats, but it's okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
no, whatever
happens.
looks good. I mean, the end scene
Yeah.
looks great.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's
Mhm.
always, right, disappointing from, like, our perspective, like, when stuff hits the cutting room floor,
Mhm.
but in the end,
Mhm.
we're here
Or
to
what's left on the cutting room floor.
yeah. But in the
Yeah,
end, right, we're just here to help tell a story, and if they could tell the
exactly.
story with what they use, then that's all that matters.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But
Exactly.
how much of
We can cry on the inside.
yeah. I mean, you knew that she was a dancer, but I know a lot of times just for our listeners, like when you're doubling somebody
Mhm.
and I guess you guys have a long relationship at this point, but it's like sometimes you don't know the capability of the person you're doubling, you know? So you don't know
Exactly.
like how much am I going to do? How much are they going to do?
Exactly.
Well, it's also about, we always say you can't fake fighting, you can't fake dancing.
No.
You have, so it's almost harder when you have to dumb it down.
Yeah.
I know that was one of my hardest things to ever do getting into stunts was learning how to not was having learning how to look like you don't know how to do something. So
Exactly.
it must have been great to the two of you have that dance background to where you both kind of know how to move like a dancer to where you
Exactly.
kind of didn't have to not be as graceful and as wonderful as a dancer would be because boom.
And so
Exactly.
what was the process like? You guys you guys came up with the choreo first and then present it to Christina? And then did she
Exact
give her beats like I think the character would do this or that or whatever or what was that
exactly
like?
s
Yeah.
exactly. So we have, the fight coordinator that comes in, and he kinda lays out the framework of what we're kinda doing,
Is that
'cause
Vincent
Rother,
Rother?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
exactly. He's super awesome, he's been so helpful. Yeah, so we build up the framework per stages because the scene transitions into scenes and scenes, like, I'm sure
Mhm.
you watched it. It was like the
Sure.
bridge, transition into sick bay. It was just transitioning. So we just kind of, yeah, we built like piece by piece, and then we brought her in, I think on the second day or the second rehearsal. We showed her, our intentions were, okay, we're going to show you the first part of the fight, not the dance, just the fight.
Mhm.
And then we showed her, she picked it up really fast, and then we just kind of essentially showed her the whole thing in one day because she picked it up really fast. And
Sure.
we didn't really change many things because she could do all of it, which was really nice. Sometimes we obviously get into the situation where we have an actor come in and they're like, oh, like I can't do this move or I can't do that, so we have to obviously change it. But we honestly didn't have to change much, which is easier for us, obviously.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You
Can
know
I actually? I was just thinking about this for
Hmm.
the audience that are not Star Trek fans.
Okay.
I
Hmm.
kind of feel like you could fill them in for a quick second before we continue on why this fight is so cool and the small different layers and elements from what's happened on the
Yeah.
show leading up to it.
I mean, well,
Hmm.
we've talked in the past about, like, how cool, like, Star Trek, like, with fights,
Mhm,
and you know this now because 'cause you're part of this fight that is a throwback to an earlier part of the Star Trek story, like,
mhm,
when Spock actually fights Khan,
mhm.
right? So for those listening that don't know.
Also, the little arc between the two characters,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
like that was real. That really helped with the when they becoming Vulcans.
Oh,
All
yeah, well,
the whole cast. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry, I just
maybe
wanted to
she
before we
can
move
tell us that.
forwards. I thought that would be like a really cool.
I just love how Star Trek always uses fights for characters to do, like, self-reflection. Like,
Mhm.
it's so often, and we've talked about it before,
Oh, with the mirror
where
fights.
yeah, where a character will have to fight themselves, a version of themselves, or, like, something like this. And this fight's a little different because you're part of the Khan lineage, which is why we have Khan here from the Wrath of Khan, right? And
Oh, cute.
yeah, this is the anniversary Khan pop from the Wrath of Khan, which fight me for it, fight me about it. It's the best of the Star Trek movies. But
Oh yeah.
anyway, so
Mm-mm.
but La'an is from that lineage, right? So, and obviously she's strong,
Yep.
and Vulcans are strong. I mean, that was sort of a complaint back in the day when Khan fought Kirk, and they were like, Kirk's just a human, and Khan is not. Like, he should just fuck him up like
Mhm.
really bad. But it's different with Vulcans because they're also strong. So fighting Spock would be much more even battle. But it's so cool that you're part of this fight that,
That happened in the J.J. Abrams one, right?
well, yeah, that was when he actually fought Khan.
Yeah.
Benedict Cumberbatch was playing
Mhm.
playing Khan. But but to your question about the story arc, maybe you could tell us a little bit, Lyko, about the story arc. And then also you got to play Vulcan, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Everybody
I
in the
got
episode
to
had the whole cast had to go Vulcan. That's what kind of started this scene off, right?
exactly. Yeah, we on that day we were brought in like the last part of the day, so we couldn't really get to see much of what was going on. But yeah, I got to be a Vulcan. I don't know what scene that exactly was or what episode. Do you know?
I don't know, but we'll figure it out.
Mm.
We'll figure
Yeah.
it out. Put it in the show notes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to actually play two Vulcans. I
I
was
know
doubling.
you sent us a picture. We'll drop it in so people can see. You sent us a picture. You have to do a ratchet, right? Or a
Yeah,
handful off of the captain's
off the
chair.
captain's chair playing a different character, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
Because I
totally.
usually double only on. I haven't watched that episode, but I'm sure it was good.
Of course it was good. Come
Yeah.
on. You're in it. It has to be good, right? But
Yeah.
La'an in this season, she's had a ton of action to do.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I'm
So,
just gonna say, wait till you see season 4. There's some
oh no.
oh, I'm so excited thinking about it.
Oh
Like,
man. I
there's
can't
some
wait.
that's all I'm gonna say. Like, I can't even tell you like what like all I'm gonna say is yeah, there's gonna be fights, but like that's literally all I'm gonna say.
Okay, yeah, don't
It's
tell
gonna be
us anything.
good stuff. I won't tell you anything.
Definitely not. I just had to silence my phone, which I said before I'm going to silence my phone, and I honestly didn't silence my phone.
I love my watch. I just put it in theater mode.
What has been your favorite episode so far
Oh, that's a good
from this
question.
season for season 3?
I do like the episode. I mean, I like the whole season, but I like the
Okay.
zombie episode.
Yeah, I got to play a zombie.
Yeah, I know.
It was so
Paul,
cool.
they had a whole episode where well, there's a whole zombie, like, is almost like Star Trek meets Dawn of the Dead, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it was so good. That was
Yeah,
so
we
good.
had yeah, we had like the two versions. We had like the Klingon zombies, which were like the taller, bigger, stronger zombies, and then we had the shorter zombies, which I obviously played a shorter zombie, which was with
No.
like the lab no, with the lab coat, which was super cool because we usually shoot at the studio. But for one of the scenes, we got to shoot outside of the studio somewhere, which was really cool. Like I think it was like an abandoned it was like a lab, like an old
Right.
like lab factory. So we got to shoot there, which was really cool. It was so smelly though, which was like absolutely horrible,
Oh,
but
gross.
it was really cool. And we're all in prosthetics. It was like there was like 20, 30 zombies. Like we're just like running, falling. Some were getting ratcheted. It's really cool.
Yeah, the makeup was awesome. Makeup. I mean,
Oh, I can imagine.
Paul's been zombie on Walking Dead. He knows the whole
Oh, awesome.
I
how
love
long
that.
that
That's
I
really
takes.
love it.
cool.
I
Yeah.
loved every second of it. I don't know. I just love all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're like,
yeah.
did you like being? I loved it. I was in the chair for like 3.5 hours. I loved every second of it.
Did you really?
Yeah.
That's so funny. All of us were just, like, dying on the chair, like, "We wanna get out of here."
Oh
'Cause
man,
we
nope.
we did it for, like, 5 days in a row. Our skin was, like,
Yeah.
hurting after, but
All the
it's
adhesive.
cool.
I mean, that stuff definitely eats away at your skin for
It
sure.
does.
5 days in a row would be rough.
So what was the biggest difference between, let's just say the other fights that you've been talking about to this fight, which obviously has two elements that are, you know, one's fighting, one's dancing. What was it
Mhm.
like, shooting
Well,
those and then
how about compare it to the scavenger fight?
oh word.
Yeah, because you mentioned those two fights as the ones that you wanted to talk about, and I
Mhm.
found, just for the listeners, there's a link to the scavenger fight
I watched that fight, by the way. This is it
in
is
the show notes.
hilarious.
In the show notes, it's a fan thing though. I couldn't find the whole fight unto
Me
So they
itself.
dub
neither.
it like riff tracks. I don't know if you know what
They
that
what
is, but they just kind of like they'll make like the characters, they'll just kind of like dub voices for the
Yeah,
characters.
they did voices
Yep,
for the scavengers.
It's
they
hilarious.
did.
It's so
Really?
funny. Yeah, it's like the scavengers, like, I'm taking this piece home. I'm gonna
Are
pick
you
this up.
serious? That's
Yeah,
so
yeah,
funny.
totally.
Dude, I like
I
it,
had
it
no
was done
idea.
so well. I called Steve and I was like, none of this is part of the show. Is some of this in the show and some of it not? He's like, no, none
Oh
of it.
my
And I
god.
was like, oh my God, they did such a good
I
job.
was like, the character dialogue is legit, and the scavenger dialogue is all just made up. Like, so when you guys pause and watch the scavenger fight, just know that
Mm.
the scavengers had no dialogue like that. That was
No, they
just
didn't.
made up.
No.
But so tell
That's
us about
funny.
that fight, and then and prepping for that. I mean, that also, you had like, you know,
Because a lot of
pretty extensive
Mhm.
outfits, and your face was covered, and a lot of stuff.
fights build to one of two outcomes: you win or you lose.
Mhm.
But the dance fight didn't build there. It
No,
built to
it just
something you had to keep building on. So yeah,
exactly.
that's where, what was the big difference between, just a fight and then doing something like this?
Like, why did you choose the scavenger fight as one that you wanted to talk
Mm.
Because it was the whole, like, prepping and getting into it and, like, doing the fight was so different from prepping and doing the dance fight.
about?
I
Hmm.
would say, like, when we did the Pike La'an versus Scavenger fight, it was more like battle mode, like, ready to just, like, fight and, like, just do the beats, like, the intentions going into the
Hmm.
fight were different from going into the dance fight, I would say. I felt like the dance fight was like story based. I didn't really it wasn't really like style of fighting that I usually kind of do. So I'm more used to like just like fighting, if that makes any sense. I
Well,
don't know if that
you're a
makes any
fighter.
sense.
I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly.
you're
Exactly.
yeah. I mean,
You
you're
move,
like,
you punch to punch, you kick to kick, you move to move,
Exactly.
you fight to end the fight, not kind of start moving in a way to where when you transition, I'm assuming, to dancing, it
Mhm.
doesn't look like all of a sudden you're like, and now we dance.
Exactly. So that was like it wasn't hard for me because I also dance, but it was like fighting and then having to not be in that fighting mindset and style to dance and have that
Mhm.
fluidity. We had to incorporate that throughout the fight. It wasn't as bad for me, but for stunt Spock, I think it wasn't hard for him, but it was definitely challenging for him as well because he's
Right.
never done anything like that. He has no dance background. So for him, it was like
It's
definitely
like
like new to
your
him.
right brain and your left brain and using them at the same time almost.
Exactly. So if like we were to throw a punch, instead of like stopping the punch to pass the punch and bring it and transition into something else, it was something we had to like really just like work on a lot
Mhm.
with stunt Spock and actual
But it
Spock.
really does flow from, like, fight into dance.
Kind of like Tai Chi.
It's not like we're
Exactly.
fighting
Exactly.
and we're dancing. There is a
No.
flow from one to the other, for
Hmm.
sure.
Yeah,
But
which I
the
like.
scavenger fight is just it's just a battle.
Yeah, like I remember like I think the hardest part was our Starfleet suit with the chest plate. And
Mhm,
usually we have like a backpack that we wear. I can't remember if we wore a back thing on that one, but it's quite heavy. And
mhm,
once you have the helmet on and the ventilation shooting out, so that is already like the noise is already gone. So you can't really hear people saying cut, start.
mhm,
The lights were really dark and we're wearing Starfleet boots. I don't know if you've seen the Starfleet boots or
Hmm.
the Start. They're not like really fun to fight in
they're
because they're
bulky.
really like exactly bulky and really narrow.
Yeah.
And so that was a challenge for sure. And we had guns, phasers, or whatever
Sure.
we had. But yeah,
Now, call me crazy, but I also feel like this
Crazy.
you're
fight was
crazy.
I am. Um, but that fight was also shot
Mhm.
very much kind of like the old school Star Trek, when you're going down the hallway fights,
Right.
as opposed to the dance fight was shot very wide with a lot of the background and a lot
Mhm.
of the background being incorporated, as opposed to where I
Mhm.
almost feel like the scavenger fight was almost a throwback to the way that it was shot, so narrow down a hallway and everyone kind of coming from one direction because they
Mhm.
couldn't really bring all those shots out because of the
Yeah.
limited background and what they had and how they had to light it back in the day. So I kind of like
The hallway fight.
the
The
hallway
hallway
fight and the
fight.
difference in the two because
Mhm.
they brought me back. One brought me back mentally, and
Yeah.
one brought me
Mhm.
back visually.
Were they both shot with the VR wall? I mean, obviously, like, the dance fight that was on the with the VR wall behind you, or
Oh, the AR wall?
AR
No.
wall? Sorry.
Actually, you know what? No.
Really?
No. No.
Wow.
So we actually shot that per at the studio, every stage has already the setup. So they never touch the setup. They leave it there for every
Wow.
season.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we just transitioned per stages and shot the fight.
That's interesting because
Oh.
Mhm.
because it's supposedly right, it's taking place inside Laon's mind,
Hmm.
and the
Exactly.
way the background looks like it's sort of endless, it, like,
Hmm.
just goes on, like, I assumed that was on the, like, on the
The
volume. Yeah,
yeah,
the
AR
AR.
wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, it wasn't. Even the scavenger fight, no, it was in the hallway.
So that was all
It was
practical. That's pretty cool.
Yep, all practical, which I
It
like.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Well, what's it like doing a fight when is it I mean, why do you like that better? Let me ask you that.
Well, what I feel like it feels more realistic, which
Mhm,
as and I feel like I could really get into the zone when I'm fighting, and I like practical often. Don't get me wrong, the air wall, like the holodeck, it's so cool. I don't know if you guys have ever been into seen one, but it's insane because you're wrapped in like almost a circle, and the visuals are playing in the back while you're on the set.
mhm,
But it's not as realistic, and it's just one, like, space that you're in. So it's
right.
pretty, like, open and big, and, yes, I prefer practical.
When you describe that, in my head, I'm like, it's got to be really hard to make it seem like you're not watching it and you're in it. If that
Exactly.
makes any sense,
Yeah, I
I feel like when it
mhm.
can't look like someone on Facebook who's watching it.
Yeah,
So that must be kind
exactly.
of like how did you deal with that?
Like not looking at the
Yeah,
screens, you
yeah.
mean?
How when it's different when it's dots. I get that because I've done the dot.
Yeah,
I've done
yeah,
mocap
it's
work, but
yep,
that to me is just
mhm.
that's. different.
It's different. It really depends on what's playing in the background. Usually, if
Mhm.
it's still and it's not
Mm.
moving, it's a lot easier to not, like, get distracted or, like, feel, like, motion sickness. A lot of people feel really, like, they feel like they're gonna
Oh,
fall
do they?
down,
Like
Mhm.
but
Dramamine time. Yeah.
Oh, like why
yeah.
I had to give away when somebody gave me a Meta VR thing.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
I had to
yeah.
give it away because I, like, literally broke out into cold sweats and wanted to throw up.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So we would shoot no, I'm not gonna say anything for season 4, but we would shoot stuff that have, like, moving background,
Right.
and oh my goodness, it's a challenge within itself to
Yeah.
just
And
fight and
they can
have that going
control,
on.
right? They can control the wall real time, right? They could add rain, they could add more background people, they can change the
Yep,
background while
they
you're
can. So
performing. Yeah.
exactly, exactly. So I think there's a group in I believe LA which they're controlling it, and then we
Mhm.
have the people here that are controlling certain things, so they're, like,
Oh, that's
working
insane.
together. Yeah, which
So
is
you
super cool,
so
and sometimes they
you've got
yeah,
crew
It's like
in
fucking cabin. It's
LA.
like Cabin in the Woods.
You got crew in LA controlling the set in Toronto.
exactly, exactly, and the cool
That's
part about that
insane.
is also we
How you
have
gonna tariff that, Trump
ex
motherfucker?
boom,
Sorry.
exactly. No, we also have we have, like, the cool, like, creature crew people from LA that do all the creature stuff,
Yeah.
which is also super cool. We're currently working with them right now here in Toronto, so they
Oh,
came
that's
here.
cool.
I'm not gonna say what we're doing,
No,
but
that's okay.
it's a super cool. Yeah, but sometimes they troll us on the screen. Like we'd be shooting and they would like put something super random on the screen,
Oh
which
my
is
god.
like really funny. Like stop
Did they
distracting
they prank
us.
you? Do they prank you?
They
Is it
they
like
do.
long distance pranks?
They do, but it's just and it gets really hot in there because it's all monitors just like
Like all of a
aiming
sudden
at
you're
you.
under the sea with SpongeBob?
Exactly. Yeah, sure. Exactly. I wish.
You're at Foggy Bottoms or whatever.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god. But speaking of creatures, you were
Yeah.
also in one of Paul's favorite shows, right? What We Do in the Shadows.
I love that show.
That's one of your favorite shows?
It's one of my wife and I, we watch it over and over again. I'm probably
Oh,
on my 30 millionth time
man.
going through it. I absolutely
I
love
love
that
to
show.
hear oh, that's awesome. Yeah,
It's I love any show that has a heart like that
mhm,
and that is just done so well, you know?
mhm.
It's just it's such a beautiful show at so many levels. I love it.
Now I have two people to
That's
be jelly of. I'm jelly of you and I'm jelly of Ava.
I was thinking about bringing it, but it would have been too many. But I have all of the Funko Pops signed by the whole cast, including
Do
one signed by
you?
Micah. Oh yeah, I love that show.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So
cool,
talk
yeah.
about that. What was that? What tell us about what you did on what
Okay,
we
so
do in the shadows.
for I actually got to play myself one time, which was really cool. I had a character name. I,
Were you one of the in the
the
episode with the DJ and Nick Kroll?
no,
I
you know
thought
what's really funny? I played I don't know, I was what are those things called with that were covered? Like, we have, like, the mask and
Oh,
the
like
black
a cloak, like a hood.
thingy were one of the anyways, I got to play that, like, multiple times on, like, almost, like, every season because
like
they
Oh
just,
wow.
like, they don't
the wraiths that were
the
like
wraiths! Yeah, I got
yes,
to play
yeah,
the
yeah,
silly
yeah, yeah,
wraiths
yeah.
that just, like, fall and, like, run and, like,
That she
it's
was
just
trying to
such
like get to like redo the place and set up the club.
exactly.
Oh my god, yeah, it was
Exactly, that was
hilarious.
me, and
Oh,
I
that's so
was
cool.
playing one of the wives. I don't know if you've seen there's a scene where he chases me with a lobster and I'm screaming, like, that's myself. I'm running, I jump out of the window, they VFX the back, and I get hit by a truck. It's absolutely hilarious.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
That's
yep,
awesome.
yep.
That seems like
So
a
that was
fun show
really
to be
cool.
on.
Yeah, that was really cool. It's
I mean,
obviously
are
random,
you
but
guys? It just seems like you guys would be laughing all the time because I remember when I worked on Saturday Night Live, it was
okay.
just like so much fun and laughing all the we just laughed through the whole thing. You guys like
Yeah.
just trying not to laugh,
Yeah, exactly, that's, like, the vibe. It's so hard not to laugh, but we have to be serious, especially
right?
when stunts are involved and we're like, and especially when you're working with your friends, like, it's such a fun show, you know? But
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, there's an
it's
incredible amount of stunts on that show, actually.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yep, shout out the stunt team. They've done a lot for that show. Good run.
Yeah. I think they get kind of like when it comes to like Emmys and stuff, how they have it divided into comedy and then
Forget that
drama.
every time one of those vampires leaves the ground.
But the thing is that you'll have like
Yeah.
a show like What We Do in the Shadows has an incredible amount of stunts in it.
Mhm.
But then you'll have another show that's classified as a comedy. That's not really a comedy, really.
Mhm.
You know?
What about,
Mhm.
like, the set deck and the
It's
makeup department on that show? With the werewolves and all
Mm.
oh
those
yeah,
episodes when they're transforming,
oh yeah.
it's
Mhm.
amazing.
I
It's a
feel like
lot.
the comedy shows with really good stunts kind of get slept on in the
I
award side.
agree.
Yeah,
I
for sure,
agree.
for sure,
Mhm.
dude. That's so cool. Let's dial it back a little bit. So
Yeah.
you are a two-time Canadian National Taekwondo Team member. You're a
Mhm.
fifth degree black belt in Taekwondo.
Mhm. Yep.
I've seen you train in person when I was up in Toronto. It's
Oh,
impressive.
yeah. How
Yeah,
long was that? Like 2 years ago?
dude, that was like
Probably 2 years ago
2 years ago
already, yeah.
when me and Hugh were up there.
Mhm.
And with all your dance background, so like, what brought you? I mean, were you a martial arts kid, and then
Yeah.
how did you evolve into performing?
So, I started Taekwondo when I was 3 because my dad has a Taekwondo gym, so I was brought into it my whole life, essentially. He's
Mm.
also a stuntman,
Oh,
so
cool.
that's kinda how I got into film. I started with acting at a really young age, and then I kind of transitioned into, stunts. Wasn't sure if I wanted to do it, you know? It's kind of like, "Oh," but then I just kinda, like I just did it, and I never looked back. That's really, like, what happened.
Was there pressure to do it from I mean, familial pressure?
Mm,
Was it
a little
expected?
bit.
Like, cause my dad was, like, a fireman,
Okay,
like a
okay.
fire department in New York, and
Oh, cool.
he never pushed me to be a fireman hard, but there was always, like, this unspoken, like, I knew he would be really happy if I became a fireman. Like,
I
he let me do
understand.
whatever I wanted to do, supported whatever I
Mhm.
wanted, but there was always, like, that, "Steve, you could take the test just in case," It's like that kinda
Yeah.
thing.
It's pretty similar with my upbringing also. It's kind of I'm also the oldest of 3 girls, so I kind of had that, like, like, it wasn't pressure, he didn't force me, but obviously I kind of felt that, like, "You
Sure.
should do this kind of things, like, it's great for you." So I kinda
Mhm.
did it, and I actually love it, so it's fine. Which has, like, my sister, she tried working in film a bit. She
Right.
worked on, Umbrella Academy, she was doubling do you know the actress
I love
Ritu?
that show.
Yeah, yeah, it was a good show, we shot that here. She was doubling her for a bit, and then she kinda realized, like, it wasn't for her, so it's not for
Mhm.
everybody,
No, it's
and
not. It's definitely not. It's,
no.
even if you have an in, right? Even if you have an
Mhm.
in, you
Exactly.
still have to do it. Like, you will be cut out so fast if you actually can't live up to what you need
You
to do.
also have to understand why you're there.
Exactly.
If you don't truly understand why you're there and you think that something is gonna happen that it's not, or you're there for that reason, you're most likely gonna be disappointed.
Or if you wanna fast track it. Like, I got a message from, a person this week on, like, Facebook, like, "Hey," asking about, like, training that we do here,
Mhm.
right? So, I asked back. I said, "Well, we don't really do regular stunt training. We just do regular martial art training, but, we do
Mm.
workshops once in a while.
Mhm.
Are you a working stunt performer?" And the person's reply was, "Well, no, but I'm not
Mm.
opposed to being a stunt performer, but I'm really more interested in being a action designer and stunt coordinator." And I just wrote back to him. I said,
Mm.
"Well, then this isn't really meant for you."
No.
Mhm.
It's like, I don't have time.
No.
It's like, if you don't wanna pay your dues
Mhm.
Exactly.
and learn the industry, you
Mhm.
can't just jump into being like,
Right, and you
you know
can't do that stuff if you don't know how to fight. Like,
Exactly.
if you can't verbally tell people what's inside your head
Mhm.
in a way to where you can make someone who doesn't understand the language you're speaking
Mm.
what you have in here, that's
Mhm.
kind of how good you have to be.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree.
and if you're just trying to
Yeah.
basically, if you want to learn self-defense without learning how to fight,
Yeah,
it
sure.
Yeah,
ain't gonna
like,
happen.
it's not gonna happen, yeah.
Well, was it Paul? According to Ronda Rousey, though, Laiko, you're not a
Oh,
fighter.
you're not a fighter. You only do taekwondo,
Is
right?
that what she said? Like,
Oh my god.
about, like,
Oh, she said Joe Rogan is
Just
not a real
recently.
fighter because point taekwondo is not real fighting. And I was like,
people always hate on taekwondo.
you ever get kicked by a professional taekwondo guy? That shit
Thank
hurts.
you.
Yeah. Well,
Thank
and
you.
my answer
And
was,
and you don't see it coming.
judo's not a
Exactly.
judo's not a fighter either, because you can't punch each other in the face. right? I mean, honestly, MMA, you're not. I mean, MMA. We talked about it the other day. Like MMA, you have somebody to save you if you're in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You have a cage to protect the person's friends from coming in and kicking you in the head.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Right.
there's no weapons, there's no nothing. It's not a fight. It's still a sport with rules.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Exactly.
none of that stuff is actually a fight. I
Mhm.
always found it so ridiculous when one stylist will say like X, Y,
It's a
Z.
set of circumstances that lead to two people agreeing to beat the fuck out of each other.
Yeah,
That's not a fight.
Exactly.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But so you're obviously a high level Taekwondo person, but then you were also doing dance at the same time. So was there a point where you had to choose?
Yeah, I did actually. I did since I started Taekwondo first, I kind of did it and I was just I got to a point where I was just like I really want to do something different. So then I started doing dance later on. I was doing it at the same time. It was so hard cuz like both were competitive sports. So you have to like put all your energy into both and then I just stopped doing I actually stopped doing Taekwondo for a bit. And it made
Mhm.
my father really sad, but got the shoes. So I stopped for a few years,
But you
really
came to
focused.
stunts, so now he's happy.
Well,
Exactly.
and then there was the whole competitive dance, right?
Yeah, and then I competed in dance. I also still did I did a high level dance in high school as well. So I was
Mm-hmm.
doing competing in dance, dancing at school, and doing taekwondo. So it was honestly I almost got burnt out
Mhm.
essentially. And then I stopped doing both
Right,
eventually, and then now I don't compete in either. But
right.
I
But you
still
still
train
train
in exactly.
for the art of it, right? So it's
Exactly.
interesting when you refer to them both as sports. They both are sports, but they both are also arts, right? So
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
could completely forget the sport aspect and just train
Yep.
it for the sake of training it,
Yeah,
which
which I
is
actually enjoy a lot.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, that's what keeps you in
Mm-hmm.
martial arts for your life is if you appreciate the
Mhm.
artistry of it and
Mm-hmm.
just the training for sake of training. I always
Mhm.
say like when people like look at like call let's say an MMA fighter like oh they're a great martial artist. I'm like well I'm not sure about that yet. Let's see where they are 5 years after retirement.
Mm-hmm.
Are they still
Exactly.
training? If they are, then yeah,
Mm.
they're a martial artist.
That's a good
If
point.
you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I
Yeah.
remember when I decided I wasn't going to compete anymore. Right,
Mm.
this young kid tapped me out, won 2 divisions, and I looked at how hungry he was, and I'm like,
Mhm.
yeah, no, I don't have that anymore. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I'm done. But
Mhm.
I feel like I actually feel better and more active and train better than I did then.
yeah,
Now.
Yep.
yeah, totally.
And honestly, I feel the same way too. I feel like there was a lot of pressure, especially when you're competing, feeling exhausted and always like comparing yourself and like, just always in that competitive mindset. Now I feel so much more calm and relaxing. But then also there's a side of like people like this like debate of like, oh, like you're not a real fighter if you don't compete. But it's like, or you're not a real martial artist if you don't compete. But it's like, that doesn't justify you being a martial artist, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
What
the
do you
term
guys think?
fighter I think is so subjective because
Yeah. Yep.
you can know how to fight. I use that all the
Mhm.
time. But you may not be a fighter, right? A
Exactly.
fighter is
Yeah.
someone who actively is fighting and engaging. And
Mhm.
in my opinion, when you call yourself a fighter, it is a competitive term.
Mhm.
If you know how to fight, like Steve and I don't compete, but we know how to fight.
Mhm.
Yeah, not
Mhm.
anymore anyway.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But I think that there's a difference in the terms. You can be a
Of
fighter and you can
course.
know how to fight.
My last
Yep.
competition was 2014 and I won it and I was like, "Okay, I have to stop now. I gotta end on the gold medal." I was like, what was I, 46? And
Good for you. That's
the
awesome.
next oldest person was 29, right? And I had 4 matches, I beat them
Wow.
all. And then I was just like, "Okay, I need to stop now." Plus, it's hard. I mean, do you coach at all?
Well,
Because it's
you
hard
also
I
to
do
do both. It's hard to coach and compete at the same
I
time.
do coach. Yep, I
Yeah,
do.
mm,
Yeah.
right?
It
So
was it was I think when I was competing, I wasn't coaching as much, but I was teaching
right.
classes. But when I was coaching, I was just coaching because
It's
it is
hard to have your
different. It's
brain
a lot.
in both places.
mhm.
Like, because I feel
Exactly.
like if you're gonna compete, you need to be all in on that. Like, that's
Exactly.
and it's hard to compete. Like, even at that tournament back in 2014, like, I had a whole bunch of the students here competing. So, like,
Mhm.
I had to jump in and out of that mindset, like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
compete, and now I
Mhm.
gotta coach.
Mhm.
and it's hard to do both. I think you can't do both to your all if you're doing both
No,
at the same time, you know?
no.
Well, it's also tough because you're like, oh wait, no, that's I wouldn't do that. What would he? What am I? So I
Yeah.
have to give him his advice, not my advice.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's tough.
Right.
It's so tough to do that when you're fighting and coaching at the same time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Um, so you kind of were ushered into the industry. I mean, what's your
Mhm.
goals within the industry? Do you have goals to go beyond performing?
Yeah, I love performing. It's like my favorite thing ever, but I started helping out a lot off camera, like doing like stunt safety, stunt
Mhm.
utility, which has been like such an eye opener for me cuz it's like this whole other side of like not even just stunts. It's just like
Yeah.
being on set, helping out, like just it's a whole different perspective and I love it. Probably get into fight coordinating in the future.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That's what I'm really interested in. And then in the long run, maybe stunt coordinating or like, second unit directing or something like that. But right now, maybe fight coordinating
Have we?
That's
is my
kind of
goal.
like where we stand. Like stunt coordinating is such a huge
Oh
job.
my
Yes.
God.
It's
I know.
There's
I've
so and there's so
seen.
many facets. So as you say, you
Mhm,
jumped into, you did utility stunts. I don't know if
mhm,
we've ever actually gone into the specific question of for
mhm.
those
for
of
the listener.
for the listeners that don't know, what is utility stunts?
So utility stunts is when you're not performing, you're helping the performers. You're helping the
Mhm,
stunt coordinator, you're helping the fight coordinator. You're moving mats, you're getting things ready, you're being there for safety, helping out with wardrobe,
mhm,
costumes, you're helping out the actors put their pads on. If a coordinator needs something, you go and get it. You're always standby, ready. When someone's doing a gag, for example, you're there for safety, slipping in the mask, looking what's around you, making sure no one's getting hurt, just being aware and safe, just having those extra eyes is kind of what stunt utility is, which is really
Mhm.
nice. And it's cool because if you don't want to perform and you're getting to the point where like you just don't want to perform anymore, you could be useful in a different way, which is helping out.
Sure.
And I feel
Safety
like
is important.
mhm,
exactly. And I feel like, in my opinion, I think everybody that performs should at least do a little bit of stunt safety because it
Mhm.
really is just such a different side of you. Because when you're in that performing zone, you're kind of locked in and it's kind of like about yourself.
Mhm.
But when you're in that other side, you're kind of like, you see things that you wouldn't see when you're performing, if that makes
Yeah.
any
and if
sense.
you have any aspects towards coordinating or
Hmm.
being in charge of utility
Exactly.
stunts,
Hmm.
Yeah.
you should know when you need to hire them and when they need to be hired.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
as I always say, the greatest chef is the best dishwasher.
I
Um,
I
Yeah.
should just I should just do a
Yeah.
little self-interested plug here, but this weekend coming up, we're talking in the future because this episode's dropping on January 2, but this weekend coming up, this Sunday, I'm teaching the hazard and risk assessment
mhm.
for stunt performance class. So,
Oh,
if people are
awesome.
interested, hit me up to see if there's still space for that. It'll be this Sunday from 10 to 4.
And not that I'm
We're
reaching under the table and giving Steve a handy, but I took it the other week and it was freaking awesome.
I
What
bet.
but
I
to
bet. See,
your Go ahead, what were you gonna say?
no, I was just gonna say, that's so awesome that you do stuff like that, and I feel like we need that more in the industry. We don't really have any workshops or seminars that offer those kind of things.
Don't
So
come
that's
down to
great
New
that you
York.
do
I know you're
that.
down here from
Ye-
time to time.
I come sometimes. I perform there sometimes. I might be coming in like 2 weeks, but I'm not sure yet. I have to
Oh,
finish
well,
this
you have to come.
episode first, but
If you are in New
yeah,
York, you have to come train with us.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
w-
Yeah,
I would
for sure.
love to. I would love to.
But to your point about how, like, when you're in that role, all of a sudden you start to
Mhm.
see things differently. Like, even in this class,
Mhm.
Mhm.
we give I give the students a script that they have
Mhm.
to break down. And
Mhm.
then after this is all we go into, like, what's the difference between hazard? What is the difference between hazard and risk? What's the difference between
Mhm.
incident and accident? Like, how do you
Mhm.
assess and prioritize risks based on the hazards you see? And how do you document that? All this kind of stuff. But then we give you a script, and then you go out on location here in the neighborhood with your team and scout it. And then you have to come back and identify the hazards that you saw, the risks that you saw based on the
Mhm.
hazards you saw, and so, like, that is a world, like you said, when you're coming in to perform, you kinda just trust the people around you that they did this.
Exactly.
But when you're on the outside and you kind of have to start thinking that way,
Mm-hmm.
it is something that like performers don't, young performers at least,
Yes.
don't don't get into it.
A lot of
Mhm.
times, and just an example, it's like sometimes when a performer's doing something and if you're behind the camera or whatever, and you watch them walk backwards and you notice something's in their way, and
Mhm.
you kick it out of their way, or you move, or you've been like, hey, 2 inches this way. That lets just that level of trust and knowing that people are looking out for you is huge when you're doing big scenes and when you're moving around, and you need to trust the people around you. So stunt utilities is a very, to me, it's a super important job, and
Mhm.
those guys are um are really, really the eagle eyes, you
Yeah.
know.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. And because,
Yep.
and the reality is as to what you said, that more performers should at least be put in those shoes a little bit, is because we all know that with all the moving parts on a set, even with the best of intentions, people miss stuff.
Hmm.
They forget stuff. And as the performer, we say it all the time. In the end, you're responsible for your own safety. And so just to
Exactly.
have that mindset of a safety culture where everybody's paying attention to that,
Hmm.
where you can't blindly just give 100% of your trust to them,
Hmm.
even if they're 100% trustworthy, people
Mhm.
forget or miss things, and you
Mhm.
have to be able to have a better chance of catching it yourself, you know?
Mhm. Exactly. Like I had to do a gag one time where I got pulled into something, but there was a table in the way and we had safety there. We had people there and they were keeping the area safe and the table, but the table was a real table. And in my
Mhm.
head, I'm like, I'm the one getting pulled. I'm the one in risk here. So I'm looking around and I see the corner of the table sticking out. I wasn't sure. I was still young. I was like, I don't know if I should say something. And you're in this like
Mhm.
awkward situation of like, should I say something? It's not my job, but also I'm the one performing it. So I should say something.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
was like, is there any way you guys can pad the corner of the table or do something about it? I said
Mhm.
it because I was just, I had a feeling, I got pulled into it, wham, I hit the corner of the table. But I saved
Uh,
myself
Hmm.
yeah.
from that. So
And
I
you
feel
didn't
like,
get fired for making the suggestion.
exactly.
I always
Yeah.
say, when you get caught into a situation like that, I like to
Mhm.
play naive and ask
Okay.
the stunt coordinator a question, kind of
Yeah.
like you don't know. Been
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
"Oh, hey,
yeah.
I'm getting pulled this way." Been like, Should they cover that?" Like,
Yeah, that's a good way
I
of doing
I like,
it.
and you can kind of inquisitively ask at the
Mhm.
Mhm.
coordinator, and then they can handle it.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's kind of how I kind of did it too. I was like,
Yeah. I mean, you don't wanna stay in your lane when it comes to safety, for sure.
Mhm.
Like, I
mm-mm.
don't know if you Lyco, if you watched on HBO Max.
Obviously, don't let it happen without saying anything.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Don't
because
go silent if that situation doesn't work out. If you have to go loud, go
Yeah,
loud.
yeah, sure. I mean, listen,
exactly.
every time there's an incident on a set, guaranteed there are people thinking, "I kinda saw that coming, and I didn't say anything."
There,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, and if
Mhm.
you watch that show, The Rehearsal on HBO Max, which is about airline pilots,
Okay.
and they talked about reviewing the black box recorders, like, after crashes, plane crashes and stuff. In almost all of them, the co-pilot saw the problem, but didn't say anything until the last minute
Mm.
because they were too afraid to speak up against, their
Yep,
superior. They
yep.
were staying in their lane, even though their
Mm.
job is to assume control of the plane if the
Yeah.
pilot.
If they deem
Yeah,
that's why they're there.
but, like, across the board, like, the co-pilots just stayed silent, and so we can't stay silent, you gotta say something,
Yeah. It's a
you know?
hard situation though, I understand because
Especially
it's
for
like
rookies, like, you're afraid of
yeah.
blacklisting, you're afraid of all this
Well,
stuff.
I think that also comes into the reputation of who you're working with. Because I'm going to be
Exactly.
honest with you, dude, I've never had
Mhm.
that problem with you. I've never
Cool.
felt I
That's
couldn't say
cool.
anything to you ever,
No,
even
but
when I was your student, now
sure.
to whatever.
Mhm.
But but that's because of who you are as a person. You don't come off as a way of where talking to you and having a question about something like that is telling you you've done something wrong.
Yeah, but then you have
Mm.
the coordinators like the one who commented on that Instagram
No, no,
post.
no, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
You don't come off like some people, they have this persona to where the person is automatically afraid of them.
Well, that
Mm.
maybe they're aggressive, they yellers and screamers,
Mhm.
like whatever, or maybe
Yeah.
they're old school cowboy that think it's your job is to get hurt no matter what. And
Yeah.
You can be the you look, you can be a yeller and a screamer, and you can have the gentle you can be the gentlest guy ever, but no one is gonna see past that.
hmm yeah,
That's what I'm trying to say is
yeah,
that
sure.
I don't care, you yell, scream, or whatever, as long as you listen, but if you present this hard, and
hmm
people have to get through that to find out you're a good guy, that I don't feel that that's a
No,
everyone should be able to be talked to you if you're in a position of where you're keeping people safe. If someone feels
Mhm.
unsafe,
yeah, you should be approachable.
you should be approachable, period.
I
That's it.
agree. I agree.
We were talking about there's another podcast had reached out to us because another filmmaking podcast they were going to do an episode on set safety, and so I offered to get on the phone with them and talk, and they're like they do indie film, you know,
Okay.
and so one of the suggestions I made to them that they had never heard of was I said, listen, just like you call the police if you're filming with guns in a public space and you have to do all that, I said
Mhm.
call the local ER and talk to the hospital administrator. Just let them know you're filming in the area XYZ we're going to be
Mhm.
doing. If anything happens, we're coming to you. Just so you guys
Yep.
know we exist. That's actually in the US production safety manual to do that, right?
Okay.
So they made a little Instagram 1-minute post about that piece of advice, and a old school coordinator commented on it, like basically saying that's a waste of time. Why would you call the hospital that you might not even go to and waste their time? Blah 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 blah. This is the epitome of millennial. He called them millennial stunt performers,
Wow.
and your job is to just get hurt, and so they should just find another job.
What?
Like literally, this is an old school
That's
coordinator
crazy.
advocating against a very easy safety measure. You know,
That's crazy.
but this is like the kind of attitude that like our
Mm.
industry, our side of the industry has
Yeah, I
at its
understand.
roots. You know what I mean?
Well, it was like,
Yeah.
one time I had an instance where I had to make a call, and it was a 911 call, and I basically decided not to make the call and have the set cops call an ambulance directly.
Mhm.
It got everything there faster, but the fucked up thing was that was not my reason behind the thinking. It was to not have set stop shooting and to not have
Yeah.
the sirens of 911 and the chaos. I
Mm.
was like, no, do it through our system and keep
Yep.
it quiet. It worked out being faster. It worked out being the right thing to do. But I
Mhm.
have to fucking own the fact that I didn't give a fuck about that. I was like, no,
Right.
I don't want set to stop.
Yep.
Yeah, that's drilled into us. That is totally drilled into us. And in the
It
end, we're
is.
we're just making entertainment. Like
Hmm.
this isn't like about
Yeah.
this isn't like world peace, nuclear,
Yeah, yeah,
nuclear
yeah.
treaties and like all
Yeah,
this international. This is like we're just making stuff to entertain people.
But then you get the pat on the
exactly.
back
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
because of that. And everyone's like, dude, I didn't even know that happened. Like, that's awesome. You handled that well.
No, yeah, for sure. Totally.
So what do you have coming up? What's coming up besides a potential trip to New York that you're going to call us and train here?
What do I have
Aside
coming
from
up?
that,
Well, I have to just finish the season first. We're going up until mid-December,
mm.
but I have a time in between November and December where I can probably come to New York, and then after that, I don't know.
Because
I
you've
don't
worked on
know.
a couple New York shows. You worked on like some of the FBI stuff,
Yeah,
right?
I did some of the FBI's. I did Severance.
Oh,
And
nice. Yeah.
then, it wasn't, like, action heavy or anything, I was just there to
No.
help the
Yeah.
actor. Oh, and we just finished early on this year, I was with, I was here for, like, 2, 3 months actually in New York shooting a Christmas movie, the Arnold Christmas movie.
Oh, that's right. Ava, when Ava was on the show, she said, Laiko's in New York, but I can't tell you why.
Ah,
She's
okay.
gonna be there for a little
That's
while.
funny.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a very small chance if it still keeps going that I may actually the new season of Severance. They had leaks
Oh, yeah, yeah.
last season and
Oh,
they had problems.
no.
They may be bringing me on for content security to keep all that stuff. Be the
Oh, they
guy on
had
set.
leaks?
Like,
That's
well, yeah,
not
it's
good.
kind of what I used to do at Marvel was the security I used to do was like making sure they keep their jackets on and yelling at fucking
Yeah, yeah,
Steve
yeah.
Sands. Anybody who works in New York knows who that motherfucker is.
He's a paparazzi.
Um,
Oh, wait,
so
which
yeah,
one? Which one is it? I feel like I
his
know
name is
that.
Steve Sands. He's a paparazzi guy.
Oh, we had an encounter with him too on that movie.
Of
Like
course you did.
he's always there. It's actually he started arguing with a different paparazzi guy, and we're like,
Mhm.
what is happening? It was like a whole like situation. It's actually crazy.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
that person's crazy. I think I ended up on his Instagram or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he's definitely everybody here in New York knows
Mhm.
him for sure.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
He's a local legend, I guess. Oh
Oh, yeah.
man.
In his own mind.
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
god. That's
Dude, this was so
hilarious.
great to have you on. It was so great to see you again too.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on, guys.
Yeah,
Awesome.
this was really, really a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, and if I'm ever, if I'm coming to New York, I'll definitely message you guys.
For sure. You got to like stand
Please
in front
do.
of me and kick me in the back of the head.
Okay. Oh my
She's
god.
what? Taekwondo is not a fighter. What do you mean? There's no fighting in Taekwondo.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Just
Okay.
quoting Ronda Rousey,
I know.
the person who actually lost her title the minute somebody actually
I
punched her.
know. I'm so glad. No offense, but I'm so glad that happened. Like,
No, listen, I was a
whatever.
fan
Twice.
because I'm a thrower,
Yeah, I
grappler
know.
guy. I loved it, but like she
Yeah,
didn't change her game at all.
she
No.
And
didn't.
then when she fought somebody who actually could avoid the clinch
And
and
get to
just
that
Yep.
chin.
yeah,
Well,
she was
bam.
she
Yeah.
was done, and she never really came back after that.
What are you
No, she
talking
didn't.
about? She went to
Did she?
WWE. She went to
Oh, yeah.
wrestling. And there's
That's probably
no
the
and
probably the
and
smartest
fighting
move, though.
doesn't get any more real than that.
No.
But they make way
No.
more money than MMA fighters. So
Did you
it's
guys watch the
Are you kidding me? I would
the
much rather be a WWE guy than a
no, I want
would
to be
you?
in Japan Pro Wrestling. That's what.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh wow.
That'd
Have
be
you guys
so much
been
fun.
have you guys been to Japan? I'm half Japanese.
Oh,
Those
yeah,
guys are
no,
revered though. That's a different type of status.
Yeah,
dude,
I
when I
know.
was in Japan in 2017 coaching the U.S. Combat Wrestling team at the World Championships
Oh,
over there.
cool.
And
Cool.
we were in this restaurant, and it's what you just said. The wrestling, they were like, "Oh, what are you guys doing here?" And we were doing it through translation on our phones,
Mhm.
Mhm.
And then we're like, "Oh, he's a wrestler. I'm the coach." Blah, blah. And they just were like, "Oh my god!" They brought out like fans with sumo wrestlers on them and gave it to us, and they gave us a big poster of the sumo ranking chart for that year, and they just treated us like so cool because we're wrestling.
Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
a whole different appreciation of it.
Of course. Yeah.
So
That's
you're half
cool.
Japanese. Have you you've been to Japan?
Many times. Yeah. I
Yeah.
have a family they live in Osaka.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
My wife and I have been wanting to go back ever since we went that time.
Me too. My wife and I planned and canceled 2 trips like during towards the end of COVID when we thought it was going to clear
Mm.
up, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
yeah.
just didn't open it up yet. And yeah, but
Yeah.
and now we have the little one. So
Mhm.
16 years we can do it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Japan is amazing. I love Japan.
Same.
So awesome. Very great to talk to you. Thank you so much
Thanks,
for coming
guys.
by.
Thank you.
We will Adios. Film Fights with Friends is produced by Stephen Kepfer, Paul Veracci, Press Record Studios, and Breakball Studios. This episode was engineered by Matthew Kaplowitz. This show is powered by our supporters at Patreon and is a registered trademark of Film Fights with Friends LLC. Original theme by Aru Luster.